Okay, I started.
Okay, me too.
Okay.
All right.
3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Hi, everyone.
Hey!
Welcome to the Sea Brigade podcast. Special edition.
Surprise Sea Brigade.
Yeah. Do you think we're going to release this tonight, Emily? Would that be a good idea?
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. I think so.
Yeah, so this is the lightning round. We're just capturing the feels that just happened, and we're going to read some emails from fans. But we're mostly just here to be like, wow, okay, let's react to the finale. Emily, you want to go first?
Okay. Wow. I mean, I really, really enjoyed this episode. I saw some initial reactions on, like, the Broadchurch subreddit that I was checking. Like, some of them seemed a little, like, but I really liked it. I thought that the pacing was really good. It went well between Joe's trial and the results and Sandbrook and wrapping that up. And I thought it was really good.
Yeah. Okay. So when the verdict was not guilty, at first I kind of like, all right, but let's, like, immediately the episode was channeling that energy into like Sandbrook, and I was really satisfied with how Sandbrook was explained.
Me too.
Let's see. I was satisfied with how Joe Miller was handled, because he found not guilty, but it might not be worth it exactly, where he is in life.
Right.
I'm trying to think. I think the things they've set up for the next season are really exciting. Like Sharon maybe not being such a bad person and being able to work with Jocelyn. I don't know.
Yeah. Although Abby is still a horrible person because she, like, fist pumped at the verdict. I'm like, get out of here, girl.
Yeah. No, I don't think we'll be seeing her again. I hope not. But yeah. I
think what I liked best was just that the things that unfolded were not, like, the Sandbrook theories were nothing that I had come across. Like, no one predicted that, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, I was happy with that. That the two girls had different killers was interesting.
And that Lisa is actually dead.
And it was, I was really kind of bummed out by kind of how the Ashworths were immediately dragged into, like, conspiracy. Like, Ricky was just like, all right, you two, you better... Like,
yeah,
they're not good people because they,
no,
instead of not being intimidated, and because they put Pippa's life below,
yeah, poor Pippa.
Yeah, that was not good.
Can I just say that when she was in bed with Claire and Claire was, like, holding her head like that, I'm like, oh my god, she's gonna snap her neck. I'm like, any second now.
No. Yeah, Jesus. So yeah, like, I had a really good time. It was a depressing time seeing Sandbrook unfold, but I don't know, I was seeing Lee's sensitive side again, and not really, but I'm trying to think. Wait, your Wi-Fi hasn't cut out, right? You're still there? Okay.
I'm still there.
Okay.
It happened just a few minutes ago.
Let's see. I really liked Paul coming through.
Paul was awesome.
Yeah, I wanted to see that badass mode a little bit earlier in the season, but I'll take this. We saw Becca again for some reason.
Yeah, Becca, whatever.
We'll talk about it when we do the episode 8 proper. But did you see all the Becca Paul storyline stuff that was cut out of the season?
I saw some of it. I didn't watch all of it. I saw Becca tell Beth that Paul was visiting her, Joe, and I saw something else, but I can't remember what.
I guess all that stuff is non-canon if it doesn't show up in the show, right?
I guess.
Right?
I guess. I mean, the producers did release it for us, but I guess it didn't happen.
Right, because we never see Paul and Beth get into a fight or anything like that, so...
Yeah, like, I'd have to say that didn't happen, because they were obviously receptive to Paul's, like, phone call of, like, hey, here's Joe.
Yeah, we're gonna trap Joe in a house, and you can just have Adam.
Yeah, I guess that's why deleted scenes are good on one hand, but, like, weird on another, because then it gets a little murky as to, like, what actually has happened.
I was so excited when Nige and Mark just got a chance to capture, because I'm like, yeah!
Yeah. Like, all right.
In that moment, if they just beat the shit out of Joe, it would have been dark, but I would have still been rooting for it. But
yeah,
I guess this is better.
I guess.
Man, so a lot of things left me happy, like the Latimers and Millers having a good time
It
on
was
the
so
beach.
cute. It was so cute.
I really like Alec Hardy on the road. Like, we know Broadchurch will return, so there's this idea of what's going on. I think I would like to see Alec go on the road and find another case, but you know, I do have a lot of questions about, because you see people. I didn't try to read too many reactions because I wanted this reaction episode to be very pure. So I don't know. Like I like to think Broadchurch has to follow Alec Hardy somewhere. Like like we've seen this season that Broadchurch doesn't have to stay in Broadchurch.
It's true.
But I think Olivia Colman and David Tennant are Broadchurch in a way.
Oh, absolutely.
So wherever they go, we have to follow them.
Exactly. Although, I mean, I guess we don't really know where Alec went in that cab. Maybe he never actually leaves, you know?
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
I also like to think, in some part, the "where to, sir" is kind of like, you know, when you see Alec thinking about where to go next. I do like to think that it gives the writers an opportunity, you know, in the year or two it takes to make a third season. It gives us a chance to maybe stop and think about where they want to take Alec Hardy, because I'd like to see him with Daisy.
I'm actually surprised that at the end of this all, we only saw Daisy once.
Yeah, I like to see Tess and Alec work together a little bit more. I know you don't like Tess very much, but I'd like to think, I want to know what the aftermath is for Alec Hardy, who has now solved Sandbrook, whether or not, you know, can he return to Sandbrook, can he return to South Mercia and be a respected officer there, you know? I would kind of like to see him. I'd like to have some return to the police procedural where, you know, I
would too.
In the first series, we saw forensics guys, we saw police politics, you know, around. So it'd be kind of cool to see that stuff again. Yeah.
I think that we will get a return to the police procedural stuff. I don't know in what capacity. You know, we obviously don't know what the case will be.
We got to see it in this episode. We returned to the police station.
It was so good. It was. I felt so happy.
It was homecoming.
Go with that police station.
It was homecoming. There's that police station, and it's not. Yeah. I don't think it's in real life. It's totally not a police station. It's just a building, I think. But oh man. I'm still getting over my sickness, but hopefully by the time we did the, you know, whole thing proper, I'll be good. Yeah. We have to also make sure that however long the next episode of Sea Brigade is, it fits within my my budgeting plan for the podcasting account.
Oh yeah.
I have 76 megabytes left, so we'll figure it out for sure.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't believe it's done. And then next week or the week after, I guess I guess next week at this point, it comes to America.
Yeah. So
March 4th, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I mean, apparently, judging from emails, we have plenty of UK and plenty of American listeners. But you know, maybe we'll get some more downloads. That'll be cool. We continue to just keep doing better and better, and the feedback from fans has been really great. So actually, since we're 10 minutes into just this kind of you know, Spitfire feedback thing, you want to just go into some emails?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay, so the first email comes from Colin Irving. He says, "Hey Ken and Emily, I'm writing as both a huge fan of Broadchurch and of your podcast and from the UK. I know it's a cliche in the world of podcast fandom, but I'll say it because it's true. The show and the podcast really go hand in hand for me now. I'm one episode behind you, so I haven't watched episode 7 yet or listened to the accompanying podcast, so it's difficult for me to speculate as to the killers because you'll know more than me at this stage, and my theories will sound stupid, crazy, and outdated. Just to let you know a little bit about me, I only watched the first episode of the show like a week ago, and since then I've mainlined the rest of seasons 1 and 2 and was searching to see if there might be a podcast to enhance my journey along the way.
Aww.
And then I found you guys. A massive thank you to both of you for your time and efforts. I know you maybe haven't had huge amounts of downloads yet, but these things start slowly, and they take a life of their own as the show grows and as more people become aware of what you're doing. So please stick with it. Like me, a lot of people catch up with the podcast retrospectively. Ken, thanks for initiating the podcast at all, and I've particularly enjoyed your adventures in English phraseology throughout, and the Lee fanboy stuff through season 2. Emily, don't tell Ken, but you're my slight favorite. You're very perceptive, and you have an awesome throaty laugh that's not intended to sound creepy. Please accept that as my humble apologies if it comes across that way. By the way, I would also like to see Ellie and Alec live in the sea hut and become fishermen.
Yes!
You complement each other really well. I hope to email again before/after the season finale with ideas, theories, and speculations. Oh, and you should really consider podcasting other shows. Would love to hear you do a True Detective Season 2 or Fargo Season 2 podcast together. Thanks again, guys. Much appreciated. Colin from Liverpool.
Colin!
Thank you.
Colin in the house.
No, it's funny. I was wondering what he meant by throaty laugh, and then he started laughing in the middle of it. I'm like, okay, I can kind of hear what he means. Oh, this is a
now I'm
great
like
name.
self-conscious about my laugh.
Yeah, this email comes from Barry.
Barry!
Just wanted to thank you both for your very enjoyable podcast on Broadchurch. I live in England in a place called Eastbourne, which is on the south side of Britain. Eastbourne also has large cliffs like West Bay called Beachy Head. Google Beachy Head images to check it out. Okay.
All right.
Which are famous for their beautiful chalk cliffs, but also for being the biggest suicide spots in the UK. I'm looking forward to Monday and the last episode of Broadchurch, and we'll be downloading your Sea Brigade podcast for your final comments and views on this outstanding TV drama. Many thanks, and feel free to email news on all your future podcasts. Okay.
Cool.
I'm actually going to Google Beachy Head right now.
I'm Googling it too. It's like a chalk cliff.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty wild. There's a lighthouse.
That's a really weird looking feature, you know?
Yeah.
I know what he means by chalk, but it also looks like it also kind of looks like you're looking at an iceberg, but then there's like grass on top of it, you know?
Yeah. That's really cool.
That's crazy.
Thanks, Barry.
Thank you, Barry. We also did you just hear a horn, or was that am I imagining things?
Maybe it was my throaty laugh. No,
this one comes from
Colin.
Yeah, this one comes from Naomi. I thought I'd better drop you a line to show representation on behalf of the UK contingent of your listeners. English people are not great at audience participation. So just to let you know, we are out there and really appreciate your time in making such a great podcast. By the way, I also gave you an iTunes review a few weeks ago. I don't know if you get to see those or not. Don't worry, it was for 5 stars. Keep up the good work.
Nice.
Yeah, Naomi from Yorkshire.
Woo! Yorkshire.
Fuck!
Yorkshire.
Shut up.
The Yorkshire hobbits.
The next email is actually an audio feedback thing, and it comes from a town I can definitely pronounce, Las Vegas.
Well, hello there, guys. I'm excited that you guys are podcasting about Broadchurch, because I'm a huge podcast nerd, and I heard about Broadchurch because I watched Grace Point. We're not going to get into Grace Point and how much that disappointed me compared to Broadchurch, but hey, I've been looking for a podcast for Broadchurch for a long time, so I'm glad you guys are pulling it together, and I'm excited every week, and I know we are very close to the end, which I'm sad about, but this show is always so darn good. I want to point out one fact that I thought was strange as I was sitting and watching another TV show, that the guy who plays Lee Ashworth, the same actor who plays Edwin Jarvis on Agent Carter. It's so strange to see him as the lovable sidekick of Agent Carter, the double spy, and this really weird jerk. And let me tell you, this relationship between Lee and Claire it's been disturbing to me because it seems so abusive, and at first I wanted to be so sad for Claire. But then all this drama starts happening, but it was really scary with that scene where he was about to drown her. But to make it even more weird, she starts pummeling the guy. I don't know. Wow, what a weird relationship. And I agree. Everybody in that town is measurably more disturbed than anybody in Broadchurch. I really want to see Joe Miller on the stand, and I know we have to by now. I mean, the guy's gonna be a mess, and we already know he's guilty. I just want to see him get what he's due, and I really want them to stop putting Ellie on the stand. Poor girl, I just feel bad for her. I don't know, I have a really soft spot for Ellie, and every time she's harassed, it's crazy. And does anybody remember, she was not exactly the most brilliant of detectives, I think, in the first season, but now that she's got this case that she's trying to solve with Hardy, I mean, she's on it. I feel she's grown as a character this season as opposed to the first season, and I just want her to get her due. And I'm also with you guys. I was shipping Maggie and Jocelyn really hard, and I'm so excited that they kissed this episode. It was sweet. But yeah, I just want to let you know that there's somebody listening out there, and somebody that's really grateful that you started this podcast. Alright guys, this has been Kim in Las Vegas, and I'll be waiting to hear your next episode.
Aww.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah, thank you, Kim in Las Vegas.
Yeah, thanks, Kim.
Yeah. Man, okay, so that was, let's see. I really like what she was saying just about the development of Ellie as a detective.
Agreed. Because, I mean, she went ham in this episode. Like,
yeah.
She was on it.
Yeah, and she was fine. The receipt stuff was really important.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they could have made that theory without it.
Exactly.
Actually, and like she starts to get a little bit of background too, where like when the very end when Alec was like, "I couldn't have done it without you," she's like, "You couldn't have." No.
Yep.
So way to go, Ellie.
Way to go, Ellie.
Most Improvement Award.
I mean, I'd have to say that Alec too, but Ellie is like one of my favorite characters I have ever seen on a TV show. I just love her.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Hardy too. I love their dynamic. But like, just, I don't know, Ellie, she's just so awesome.
Mm-hmm. No, and Olivia Colman's a delight, like outside of her character.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can just tell. Oh man, I'm trying to think what else has just been.
Oh, actually, Kim made an interesting point about like wanting to see Joe Miller on trial, which was something that I was gonna actually say earlier. Which I feel like when they dragged Joe to the clifftop hut and had him sit before Beth,
Mm-hmm.
Paul, Nige, Mark, Ellie, that is kind of the trial that he didn't get. Like the having to actually, well, they didn't give him a chance to speak, but just to listen to what he actually did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was. I honestly was like, seeing them take justice into their own hands is like, it kind of made the not guilty thing worth it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm all right, thank you. Man.
But yeah, I agree.
And you know what about shipping Maggie and Jocelyn? Did you notice when they were drinking gin that behind them was like a dried out bay, and all these boats out on like sand?
No, I didn't.
It was a really weird shot. It was like it was like kind of sad or ominous, like
I didn't notice it.
But yeah, I don't know. This was I think I really liked this finale. It makes me really excited to see where they're going, because I think we have some fresh ground. I don't think Joe Miller's coming back. I don't think the death of Daniel Latimer or the Sandbrook cases are going to be the driving elements anymore. It's
right.
It's kind of like from here on out, I think it will be new ground for Alec and Ellie, and it's exciting.
I agree. And I think that, I mean, originally the series was intended to be a trilogy, so now it will be a trilogy, which means that there was a vision to begin with. Mm-hmm. So they know where they're going with this. I'm just really excited to see where that is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I think we're getting around where I wanted to cap off the reactions episode, but on Thursday night we'll record as per usual our full length, like hour-long, let's dissect everything.
Yeah, and kind of, I guess, talk about the series as a whole.
Mm-hmm. And it might be a long one, so fans should get in some emails.
Yes, please. I loved those emails.
Yeah, you know what? It's actually kind of making sense to me that we're getting all these emails now that we're hitting, you know, the downloads that we are. You know, like I guess the larger your audience gets, the more of them realize, like, hey, like, I could be the one who's writing in to the podcast. That could be my voice that's being heard.
Yeah.
So, hop on board, because the Sea Brigade will be on a bit of a hiatus soon.
A bit.
So.
But we're coming back, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Because if Broadchurch returns, then that means the Sea Brigade returns.
Yep. Okay. Well, that'll be it for tonight, but we'll be talking to you later this week.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.